Hello teachers, learners, and parents. Sir Jeff po, at your service. Alam nyo ba na meron tayong website na tinatawag na DepEd Commons? Ang DepEd Commons ay binuo upang gawing accessible ang pagtuturo at pag-aaral dito sa ating bansa gamit lamang ang inyong mga smart devices gaya ng cellphones, tablets, at computers. Dito ay maaari nating ma-access ang iba't ibang learning materials mula sa Department of Education. Meron itong mga interactive materials, electronic self-learning modules, at instructional video lessons mula sa DepEd TV na tiyak na makatutulong sa pag-aaral ng mga mag-aaral galing ka man sa public o private school. Walang problema dahil welcome ang lahat dito. Para ito sa mga guro, magulang at mga mag-aaral mula sa kinder hanggang grade 12, alternative learning system o ALS, at pati na rin ang special education. At huwag kang mag-alala dahil kahit walang load ay maaari mong ma-access ang mga learning materials. Tama! Libre ito. Ang kailangan mo lamang gawin ay i-on ang iyong data at buksan lamang ang iyong browser at i-type ang commons.deped.gov.ph. Alam na ba ng iyong mga kasamahang guro o mag-aral ang tungkol sa DepEd Commons? I-share mo na ang video na ito upang matuto rin sila kung paano gagamitin ang DepEd Commons sa mabilis at napakadaling paraan. Muli, ito po si Sir Jeff at kita-kits po tayo sa DepEd Commons. Paalam!
Mabuhay! Good day to all! I am your tutor Madge. Welcome to ETUlay, a free online tutorial, an initiative of the Department of Education, Information and Communications Technology Service, Educational Technology Unit, ICTS EdTech. This program is aimed at helping and assisting learners from kindergarten, senior high school, ALS, Alive, and SPED learners. Aside from answering the modules, the ETUlay is offering programs which you will surely look forward to. Together with our parents and teachers, the ETUlay will bridge the gap where difficulty and ease meet in learning new knowledge and skills. So, let us prepare our module, pen and paper. Ready your mind to see and hear worthwhile and interesting lessons. Let us now study and learn, together with our volunteer online tutors. Tara na!
Hello everyone, it's a sunny Tuesday. Okay, so hi. I would like to recognize first the viewers who were able to tune in early. Marian Thea L. Rivera and Mary Joy Kiape. We also have Jamila Pasir Usop. Hello po sa inyong lahat. And it's Tuesday. It's definitely another exciting day for us to in the exploration, of course, of creative writing. Okay, so before we start, I would like to have a quick shout out of the faculty and staff of San Mariano National High School, headed, of course, by our OIC, Mama Josephine M. Layugan. Hello po, ma'am. Good afternoon. And of course, to all our dear senior high school learners from all over the Philippines, Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. Hello po, and join me as we again discover another lessons, activities in the world of creativity, of course, here in our DepEd ETUlay online tutorial. Okay, so we are already in our week 3 in our creative writing, and today we'll be focusing ourselves on creative writing, specifically on writing a short poem, applying various elements and literary devices and innovative techniques. Okay, so again, this is Tutor Jerry, and before we start, of course, I would like you, I'm encouraging everyone to please click the share button so that we'll be able to share knowledge to others via our Facebook through DepEd EdTech Unit and the DepEd Tayo. Okay? So, wala po akong kasama ngayon. Wala si Circuit. Although I am excited to uh, have here him today. Pero marami siyang schedules, hectic schedules. But then, of course, I'm hoping that during our next session, he will be able to join us. Okay? Siyempre naman, nakaka-excite yan because Circuit is napakatalino niya, napakagaling. Okay. So, uh, after going through this module, my dear senior high school learners, you're expected to write a short poem applying the various elements and literary devices, exploring innovative techniques. Okay, so dumadami na po tayo ngayon. Hello po kay Maurice Kilang, Laureline Ortiz Bakay from Alibadabad National High School. Hello, hello. We also have Jamay Larry Anchete Kasaway, Stem Euler, San Mariano National High School. Hello sa inyong lahat. Okay, so moving on, as early as now, I would like to give you the challenge kasi napansin namin some of you were not able to join the challenge last week. And so we are encouraging everybody to please join with the challenge of the week sa ating creative writing para naman ma-recognize namin kayo during our session every Tuesday at 4:40 in the afternoon. So for the challenge of the week, you are to write a 4-line poem using a mix of figurative language, and then the top 3 poems will be featured in the next episode once again, and then the last one is you are to add your picture and use the hashtag ETUlay Creative Writing and post your poem on your wall. So once again, this is the challenge of the week. Okay, hopefully magawa natin to, and then you will be recognized next week. Okay? Now moving on, let's have a quick review on what transpired last Tuesday. I know we have an exciting discussion last Tuesday, but then some of you were not able to cope with our session, and this is the reason why we have to have this quick review. Okay, so last time we've talked about poetry and its elements. Okay, so when we say poetry, it's a certain art form that uses language in order for us to express our feelings and emotions using elements and literary devices. Okay, and for the elements, we have discussed also two of the many elements that we have, and those are the sound and repetition. Sound, it means the musicalities, and then repetitions. That includes the following. Okay, so we've discussed about rhyme, and then the rhyme scheme, which is we labeled the ending of the word, the end words of each line according to the alphabet's letter. So meron tayo last time A B, and those are what we call as rhyme scheme, and of course they are under rhyme. Okay? Pagdating naman po sa repetition, we have the following: alliteration, consonants, and assonance. I hope na hindi nyo yun nakalimutan, because this particular literary devices and elements are very important, of course, in writing, at the same time in speaking, especially if you are fond of writing poems and speaking in front of a lot of audiences. Okay? Sige. So hello po kay Lawrence Barut, kay Angelica Edoria, and then Cheska Velasco. We also have Obi Miles Pascual Bensuceso, all from San Mariano National High School. And we also have John Rayson Rivano, watching from Tayaba City. Hello po sa inyong lahat. And I'm glad that you are here joining us with our session today. Okay, now we're going to move now to the first activity of today's lesson. And that is, okay, you are to compare the following images and then you have to write down your observation on the comment section. So I'm going flash two images and then pabilisan ng sagot and so that I could recognize and I would be able to read your answers. Okay? So comparison of two images. The first picture is this. It's actually sunflowers, a farm. And then we also have the picture B, which is this one. Now, if you are going to compare these two pictures, what comparison or what observation would you make? So yeah, I'm giving you 30 seconds. Hello then kay Kate Dimple Beltran, and then Jocelyn Buraga Magaway, Arol De La Cruz. Now, sige, balik tayo dito. What is your observation about the two pictures presented? Okay. The first picture is picture A is colorful according to Louis Dale Dumelod, and then the picture B is not. Okay, so that's her observation. The first picture is colorful while the other is not. What about the others? Okay, A has different colors while B is a monochromatic one. Wow. Okay. According to Edison Bugina, the picture A is looks dead. Picture B looks dead, while picture A has full of colors. Wow, ang galing naman. Okay, I'm happy that you are, of course, participating, interacting. Okay, so definitely the picture A predicts a lively image, while the other one is somewhat dull, na parang hindi siya masaya. Or other than that, we could say that picture A brings good vibe, while picture B does not it brings negativities. Okay? So hello din kay April from Kidapawan City. Wow, ang layo niyan. Now, for the next activity we have, kung kanina image, right now you are to compare the following poems, okay, based on their construction. Okay, again, you are going to write down your observations on the comment section. Okay, do it as quick as possible. Okay, so we have poem A and then poem B. So allow me to read poem A. The sky is blue, the sun is bright, the fields are green, the river is calm. Okay, so that is for poem A. I want you to give your observation regarding these two poems. Okay, for poem B, the sky is an azure canvas of the sun, a king with golden robes, the fields bow down, low and anxious, while the river hid its precious strokes. Now, what can you say about these poems? What comparisons could you make out of these two? Sige, we'll read some of your comments. According to Ms. Kiambao, may mga maliwanag na ulap, bundok at malawak na kalangitan sa PK. That is about the image 1 kanina. Okay, what about the poem A and the poem B right now? Okay, medyo nalilate lang yung mga sagot nyo. But that definitely we could read all of your answers later on. So according to Jassy Erin Dizon, the poem A is short, while poem B is longer and more detailed. Okay, That's a good observation. While we also have here Aaron. Poem A is simple, while poem B is it's somewhat has equality. Okay? Sige, you have a good observation also. Okay, so both are poems, right? Now, the differences between these two is that poem B uses a lot of detailed pictures for it to siguro deliver the meaning of the poem, while yung poem A kasi it's more on directly written. Wala siyang wala siyang kulay. That's just like the first image, the second image, the image B a while ago, in which walang kulay yung picture. While poem B has a lot of colors. Therefore, ito yung kanyang observation. According to Miss Michaela Sumibkay, poem A has a hidden detail, while poem B, poem A is more simpler, while poem B is detailed. Okay, so yun nga. Now, going back to the first image a while ago, it has colors. The same thing with this poem B, it has a lot of ingredients, and it makes, of course, the readers to easily siguro maintindihan, understand what the writer has or what the writer is trying to kung ano yung gusto niyang sabihin about the things he's seeing around him. It's good to know that if we're going to write, of course, we have to write na parang marami tayong ini-inject na mga words para maging hindi siya boring, right? Kasi if it's directly written, nagiging boring yung ating masterpiece. And of course, we can be what do you call this? We can actually write poems with this quality through a certain element, through a certain literary device in which we are about to discuss. And that is, of course, about figures of speech. Okay? I know and I believe na marami sa inyo ngayon is already popular or had already known about figures of speech because, of course, meron na tayong discussion when we are in our junior high school about figures of speech. But then, of course, nakafocus tayo doon sa the most common ones, which are simile, metaphor, and personification, right? But then today, of course, we'll not be dealing with those three. We'll be dealing with the most uncommon, the uncommon figures of speech. Para sa ganon, you can add them in your writings. Okay? Sige. Sige, just comment down, just write down your answers, your observations regarding the questions to be thrown to you in the comment section. Okay? Sige. Now, so when we say figures of speech, these are tools that writers use to create images or paint pictures. These pictures help convey the meaning faster and more vividly than words alone. Okay? So kung napansin nyo, with the poem B a while ago, it has a lot of words which paint pictures, and those words are actually figurative language. Okay? So as I've said a while ago, we'll be discussing the uncommon figures of speech. Okay, and those are the following. we have hyperbole, irony, antithesis, anaphora, apostrophe, uh, euphemism, onomatopoeia, and oxymorons. Okay? Medyo nag-echo ata tayo, and that's I am reading kasi yung comment, and then it's near the laptop. Okay? Sige. Now let's have a discussion of its one by one. Okay. So the first one is hyperbole. Siguro naman alam na natin kung ano ang hyperbole. It's a term which uses exaggeration to add dramatic meaning to the sentence. So your clue here is exaggeration. Okay? Exaggeration. So hyperbole is exaggeration. Okay? Now we have a given example here. Okay? It's written in sentence. And then later on, makikita natin yung example on how it's used in a poem. Okay? Sige. Now the given example is, I'm so hungry I could eat a horse. By the sentence, by that statement alone, it's already an exaggeration, right? It's exaggerated. Sige. By and by, I'm going to look at my left, kasi it's where the comment section is. Nakikita ko yung mga sagot nyo dito. Okay? So this is somewhat a good example of hyperbole. Now, let's try to see if how hyperbole is being used in a poem. Now, we have here a poem written by Ralph Waldo Emerson. It's entitled Concord Hymn. Okay. By the rude bridge that arc the flag, their flag to April breeze unfurled. Here, once the embattled farmer stood and fired the shot heard round the world. So the highlighted word, the highlighted sentence here, which is line 4, is considered a hyperbole. Why? Because it's somewhat exaggerated. Kasi yung fire, naririnig daw sa buong mundo. Okay? So that is how easy ang pag-produce or how to create an example of a hyperbole. Now, what about your examples? Would you mind to give your examples of a hyperbole? We have here Kate Rigi Colanay Runas, who is watching. We also have Maria Elisa May Maines from San Mariano National High School. Hello po sa inyong lahat. Okay. Yes. Now, another example is, I slept like a rat on Mount Apple last night. Isn't it exaggerated? If yes, then definitely it falls under hyperbole. Okay? Siguro naman nakuha natin. Okay. So we have now the second one, which is irony. And when we say irony, it's a statement which conveys the opposite meaning of what is literally said. Okay? So kung kanina exaggeration, this time it's the opposite meaning. Okay? So we have here a good example. After looking at the students' poor thesis score, the teacher says, "You will surely finish the year with highest honors." Isn't it ironic? Di ba? Napaka-ironic nga. So, again, it will be falling under irony. Sige. Now, let's look at a good example on how it's used in a poem. Okay? This was written by Samuel Taylor Coleridge naman, Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner. Okay? Now listen. Water, water everywhere, and all the birds did drink. Water, water everywhere, and not a drop to drink. Okay? So the irony here is found in the third and last line, which says water, water everywhere. Nandun lahat daw. Water can be seen everywhere. But then, walang mainom. Okay? So it's an irony. It's ironic. It's an opposite statement. Okay? And of course, when we say opposite statement, it's an irony. Okay? Sige, bilisan natin. Okay, so we have now the antithesis. When we say antithesis, it's applying juxtaposition of ideas which are contrasting in a statement that is balanced. Kung kanina irony is an opposite statement, ngayon naman, contrasting statement din, pero it's balanced. Now, let's try to see the examples. Okay? Many are called, but few are chosen. Okay? The word many and the few is contrasting, pero the statement is balanced. Okay? Sige. So, hello there kay Josephine Guzman and kay Annalie Gonzalez. Magandang hapon. Okay, we have here The Hind and the Panther, okay, by John Dryden. So it says here, too black for heaven and yet too white for hell, to heaven above and to their prince below. Okay, so we have here black and white, heaven and hell, above and below. Okay, so therefore, they are contrasting, but then depende kasi doon sa statement. Nagiging balance siya although they are contrasting. And we call those as antithesis. Okay? Sige. So, I hope na nakakasunod tayo. Now, moving on, we have here another example on antithesis. The Sweet Sour Experiences of Life by Sharan. Okay? I value the light because I've experienced the darkness. I value the joys because I have experienced the sorrows. You see the construction, meron siyang light and then meron siyang darkness. It's a contrasting statement, contradictory statement, but then it's balanced on how it was written. And then we also have joys and then sorrows. Okay? Ang gaganda ng mga examples natin sa poem. I hope you like it. Now, hello kay Natalie Ancheta. Sige, sagot lang po kayo later on. Now, moving on, we have anaphora. And when we say anaphora, it's when a word is repeated multiple times within a phrase. Your clue here is repeated multiple times within a phrase. Just like, to give an example, we have, I'm awake, I'm strong, I'm ready. Okay? Sige. Now, the words being repeated here is actually the beginning words, which is I am, and then I am is the last. Okay? Sige. Now, how it is used in a poem? Because actually, mamaya, or the latter parts, gagawa kayo ng your own poem using the following literary devices, specifically yung figures of speech. Okay, Sonnet 66 by William Shakespeare. Tired with all this, for restful death I cry, as to behold desert and beggar born, and needy nothing prim, didn't jollity, and purest faith, and gilded and maided. Okay, the word and is being repeated, therefore it falls under anaphora. Okay? Sige. So, anaphora. So, we already have 4. Mahaba pa naman yung ating oras. I would like to finish it all para makuha nyo lahat. Okay. We now have apostrophe. It's a direct address either to an absent person or to a non-human entity. It's just like personification siya. But then, meron siyang pagkakaiba sa personification. So we have the example. I know you know the song, Hey, hey, set me free, stupid, stop picking on me. Di ba? Sige. So the stupid is being addressed here in the given example. It's a non-human entity. Okay? Sa poem naman, it's written by John Donne. It's entitled Death, Be Not Proud. Pwede rin yung poem na I Wandered Lonely as a Child. Meron siyang mga apostrophe. Okay? If you're going to look and try to read that certain book. So here we have death, be not proud. Though some have called thee mighty and dreadful, for thou art not so. So we are addressing death here, and it's a non-human entity, therefore it falls under apostrophe. Okay? If you have comments, if you have anything to say, you would just address me by the inbox that we have, the chat box, the comment section. Okay? So next we have euphemism. It's the substitution of a mild or vague expression for a harsh or unpleasant one. Parang namimili tayo ng salita na mas maganda kaysa doon sa literal nating sinasabi. We have here some of the examples. Okay? So instead of saying well-fed, instead of saying overweight, you say well-fed. O, di ba? Nakaka-offend naman kasi kung sinasabi mo yung tao, ang taba-taba mo, you're overweight. Well, in fact, pwede na natin siyang sabihan ng you're well-fed. O, di ba? So, hindi siya masama sa pandinig. Alright? So, euphemism. Now, we also have here break wind. Okay? Instead of saying pass gas or fart. So, instead of saying you've farted, mutot ka, oh, you just have to say break wind. I just have to have my break wind. Or mas magandang pakinggan kasi yung break wind instead of fart. Right? Okay? Now, if you have any examples, if you have your own examples, you're free to type your examples in the comment section. Please. Okay? So we also have embarking on a journey of self-discovery instead of jobless. Di ba? Pag sinabi mo you're jobless, magagalit sa'yo yung tao. But then, when you say that he or she is embarking on a journey of self-discovery, that is, hindi siya nakaka-offend. Alright? Sige. Now, let's have the examples in the poem. It's written by Bob Hiccup. When I said I have to lay you off, a parallel universe was born in his face. One where flesh is a loose shirt taken to the river and beaten against the rocks. Okay, the word lay off. Instead of saying you are fired, okay, you just have to say he or she is being laid off. Okay, I have to lay you off. I have to fire you. Okay, instead of saying I have to fire you, I have to lay you off. Okay, so that is euphemism. All right. Sige. Pa-shout out daw kay Dimple Zacarias from Bogaon School. Okay, we also have Zarina Vargas. Now, we have here my favorite one. Ito yung isa sa mga favorite ko, onomatopoeia. It's the sound of nature actually. And it's the use of words that imitates the sounds associated with the objects or actions they refer to. Okay? So we have the moving of the cows and the rusting of the palay remind me of home. So, association, cow, moo. The cow moves, di ba? And then the palay rustles. Okay? So, you have now the sound of natures. Now, you have here the given example, Running Water by Lee Emmett. Join me as I read, kung pwede rin. Water plaps into pan, splash downhill. Warbling magpies in tree, thrilling melodic trill. Whoosh! Passing the breeze. Flags flutter and flap. Frog croaks, birds whistles. bubbling bubbles from top. So you have a lot of onomatopoeia here. Splish, splash, the bubbling, the whoosh, the buzzing of the bees. Those are okay. Ano pa ba? You have you're free to give your own examples here. Okay, I'm encouraging everybody to give their own examples in the comment section. Sige. Now moving on, we have also oxymoron is apparently contradictory terms that are combined to produce a special effect. Kung kanina we have the antithesis and then the oxymoron, we also have contradictory terms here, but then they are combined pagdating po sa oxymoron. Now we have the following examples. Do you have the original copies that we requested? Now see, you have the original copies. It's a contradictory terms, original and then copies. Aside, we also have this is a genuine imitation Rolex watch. Okay, so genuine and then imitation. It's a contradictory terms. They couldn't wait to get out alone together. Okay, alone and then together. All those three falls under oxymoron. All right? Sige. So we have another example here of an oxymoron used in a poem, Deceiving Ourselves by Brenda R. Letts. On a murky night, our eyes perceive a full moon hiding behind the clouds, deceiving us with a false truth. Okay? So we have here false truth is a combined terms, but they are actually contradictory. And definitely they fall under oxymoron. Okay? Sige. Dali ano? So I hope na nakuha nyo lahat ng ating mga figures of speech, uncommon, unfamiliar figures of speech. They will be useful to you when you are going to write your own masterpiece, especially in a poem or a song. Okay? Now it's your turn. So, we have here the given direction. Matatapos natin to exactly in 40 minutes. The following statements use figures of speech. You're going to write the correct one and drop your answers on the comment section as well as in your answer sheets. Okay? So please do answer it as quick as possible. So we have number 1. He drove faster than a speeding LRT. Is it A, irony, B, oxymoron, C, hyperbole, or D, antithesis? What's your answer? Please comment in the comment section. Sige. While doing so, hello po kay Kyle Puam Magusib. And we also have here Dimple Zacarias, Mikaela P. Sumibkay. Yeah, he's already writing her answers regarding the activities a while ago. Nalilate kasi ng dating. Edison P. Bugina answered C, hyperbole, about the first one. Sige. We also have here Jamay, also answered C, hyperbole. Aliyah C. Let's try to look at the correct answer here. Okay, for the first one, we have it's letter C. Okay, so definitely it's letter C. Ang galing naman. Okay, so I think all of you got the correct answer according to the comment section's feedback. Okay, so let's have number 2. I could hear their buzzing, so I knew there was a business around here somewhere. Okay, again, I could hear their buzzing, so I knew there was a business around here somewhere. Is it A, anaphora, B, apostrophe, C, onomatopoeia, or D, oxymoron? What's your answer? Please key in your answers in the comment section. Okay. Jomari Sibal answered C. What else? Sige. You also Neslin answered C, onomatopoeia. Windeline Dangilan also answered C. Chloe Flores answered C also. And then, sige, let's see if your answers are correct. May nag-iisang sagot dito, si Mikaela Sumidjay. She answered A. Sige. Chan, chan, chan. Yes, yes, yes. According to our tutor a while ago, ang answer dito is letter C. Okay. Sige. So, 99.9% naman ang nakakuha. And that's good. Okay? So, we now move to the number 3. You are clearly confused by the situation you have found yourself in. Okay? The underlined word here is clearly confused. Is it irony? Is it oxymoron? Is it euphemism? Or is it anaphora? Key in your answers, please. Okay, some answered C. What about the rest? Okay, so for number 3, we have Edison answered B, oxymoron. What about the others? It's actually letter B. Okay, I hope you get it. Nakuha natin, di ba? Nalilate yung sagot. Yeah, it's all B. For number 4, we have I will go, I will do, I will succeed. Okay, so what should be the proper figurative language here? Is it antithesis, oxymoron, apostrophe, or anaphora? Ano kaya ang sagot for number 3? Okay, key in your answers please. Yan. Nagsisidatingan na po yung mga sagot nyo. And I know you are all correct. So according to Edison, it's anaphora. According to Miss Sibal, it's also the anaphora. Ano ba ang sagot? It's D. Okay. So it's letter D. Yeah. So moving on, we have the last one. I like smugglers. They are the only honest thieves. Okay. We have the following choices: oxymoron, irony, antithesis, or anaphora. I like smugglers. They are the only honest thieves. I think the supposed to be underlined word here is honest thieves. Okay, so what's your answer? It's letter. Dun, 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 dun. So some answers letter B, irony. We also have answers here from Miss Asarit. It's letter D. According to Chloe, it's letter B also. Lester Grutas, letter D. Let's see the answer. It's actually letter A. It's an oxymoron. Okay? So, ang galing. Napakagaling ng ating mga senior high school learners today. Now, what about finding figures of speech in a poem? Just a quick one. Kailangan nating magmadali. Just try to identify kung ano ang figurative language na na-inject dito sa ating poem. I'm making a pizza the size of the sun, a pizza that's sure to weigh more than a ton, a pizza too massive to pick up and toast, a pizza resplendent with oceans and of souls. I'm topping my pizza with mountains of cheese, with acres of peppers, pimentos, and peas, with mushroom, tomatoes, and sausage galore, with every last olive they had at the store. So just a quick one. Sige, ano kaya? Is it anaphora, euphemism, irony, oxymoron, onomatopoeia, what? Wow. So they've answered hyperbole. Yeah, actually, ang sagot dito is hyperbole and anaphora. Okay, so ang galing naman ng ating mga senior high school learners. Clap, clap, clap naman tayo dyan sa ating mga sarili. Okay? So again, I would like to remind you of the challenge of the week, which is to write a 4-line poem using a mix of figurative language. The top 3 poems will be featured in the next episode, and you have to add your picture so that you will be recognized, and use the hashtag ETUlay Creative Writing and post your poem on your walls. Makikita at makikita po namin yon. Okay, so we are expecting your outputs from after this session until, of course, siguro Sunday para ma-insert namin sa aming PowerPoint. Okay? So sa dulo ng paglalakbay ng aral na walang humpay, buhay na matiwasay ang kanya namang alay. Salamat po sa inyong interactive participation, and if you have questions, you're free to message me via Facebook, Jericel E. Corpus, or my email, jericel.corpus@deped.gov.ph. Again, if you have questions, if you wanted to have a clearer understanding of the lesson, you're free na panoorin ulit ang ating session because it's recorded via DepEd EdTech Unit. Salamat po sa inyong pakikinig and see you again next Tuesday. This is your Tutor Jerry signing off once again. See you on Tuesday po.
Ang husay naman! Natapos mo ang iyong tutorial session kasama ang iyong mahusay na ETUlay tutor. May bago ka bang natutuhan? I-share na yan gamit ang hashtag #ETUlayLevelUp. Huwag aalis ha dahil may susunod pang programa na pwede mo ring panoorin at salihan dahil naghihintay na ang iyong mga tutors. Happy learning dito sa ETUlay!